Hey guys, this is Will here, and it is April 28th. This is day number 15. I want to talk about relationships. I've been in a relationship for going on 5 years, and I say that we're going strong, but it's not a perfect relationship. It's a great relationship, but it's not a perfect relationship. I, in our relationship, there's hardly any communication. I don't want to really state everything that I feel because of my partner's privacy. I don't want to say everything, and it's so hard. So I'm just only gonna say what I think and just how I feel, and it's really difficult. It's very difficult to talk to my partner. One, he's not really up around this time. He sleeps during the daytime because he works a night shift, and then on top of that, he works all night. And so I only have a few hours within the day to actually speak to him. I speak to him usually anywhere between 6 or 7 in the morning to 9 o'clock. And then he wakes up around 6 o'clock and then goes to work at 7:30. Literally, that is all I see. But we don't communicate within those hours because of the fact that he tends to get cranky when he wakes up to go to work, so he's just very quiet. So he just doesn't like to talk, so I stay quiet. And then there's the morning, he's a little more talkative, but we're still not communicating with each other, kind of thing, like how we feel and all these things like that. We kind of give short answers, and that's just what it is. For me, my life, it's just sad, I never saw myself in a relationship. Never in a million years. You could ask me when I was 6 years old or whatever, and I would have never said I saw myself in a relationship. Because I always thought a relationship had to be between a man and a woman. And growing up thinking that, and since I was never interested in girls, I didn't want to do that. And then people started questioning my sexuality and all these things like that, so I panicked. And I had a friend in school, and I really don't want to talk about it because it's just a very personal ordeal. But just to make a long story short, me and her were at we were a couple. I said yes because and it's horrible to admit, but I feel like I need to just let it all out. She was a person that was really interested in me. We were friends, and she was interested in me, and we ended up hanging out a lot. Like around the summertime, I was taking some music course for the summertime, and she was great. I had no idea what it was like to be a boyfriend, and it's really kind of funny at the time because I didn't know what it was to be a boyfriend. You had to hold hands and kiss and be close and arms around the shoulder and things that she was awesome, really awesome. One of my best friends and somebody I really needed, just not in the way that that it happened. I said yes to her because my family was questioning my sexuality, and I was really, really terrified. And an opportunity presented itself, and unfortunately, I did say yes, and that just led to a heartbreak that I didn't want it to go to. But I figured, since I'd never been with a girl before, maybe this will be the time, maybe this will be the greatest thing. I don't know, maybe. So I went with her, and we were okay, and then I didn't know how to act like a boyfriend. I remember our first date was at McDonald's, and it was really, really terrible. And yeah, it was a terrible experience. It felt really, really cheap. All the kids in the school were there. It was just so bad. And then I went home, and it was horrific, and I felt really, really embarrassed a little bit. because I'm not used to people looking at me, because it's kind of like, this is like what a celebrity looks like when you're a couple with somebody, then people start to notice and then they start saying things and you don't want to, I'm not used to that attention, so I didn't really like attention being on me like that, and I'm just like, okay, well, whatever, so we'll move on. So next day I got a letter. She wrote like this whole letter of me in like a boyfriend thing, like how to be a boyfriend and stuff, and it was so elaborate, and it was, in a way, it's so cute that she did all that. She was able to do all these things. But anyways, let's make the long story short and let's just move on to the end. Um, we were together for like about 5 years, I believe. We were like in high school, and we were together for 5 years, and we were on and off, because there was days where I just wasn't feeling it, and there was times where she wasn't feeling it, and we just kept getting back together because we just felt like, at least if I felt like I just had to. And so I won't go into any personal things, but let's just say that ended, and that ended in a very bad way, and that was it. I moved, came down here, and then in 2011 I met my boyfriend Mike, and everything started off great. And the problem is that with Mike, it's just, he's not an affectionate person. He's not a person that's into cuddling. He's not a person that's into watching TV shows, like binge watching. He's not a person that likes to really go out much. He's not a person that, he doesn't really show affection, except for the cats. He shows affection to the cats, but to me, I feel like I have to hug him. Like I have to go out of my way and do it, and I do that, and I do that with no like conviction, nothing. I don't feel, I feel that I want somebody to hug, I want somebody to love, and in this relationship I don't really contribute to anything. I feel like an absolute piece of shit. Um, in this relationship I feel like, you know, it's like he does everything and I do nothing. And I try doing this stuff like cleaning the house. Since I don't drive, it's like I can't get a job. I mean, I could take the bus, but the bus is so unreliable here. It's like, it's ridiculous. And then the jobs around here is just, they're just, there's some jobs that are walking distance, but it's like the guarantee of getting those jobs is very, very low. A lot of people work in there for years and years, and it's not really something I can get into. And especially with my experience of not working for 5 years, it hasn't really helped. So that's a problem within itself. I wanted this decade to be great, and it just kind of started off amazing, and it just kind of went downhill. And we're in 2016 already, and I'm almost about to be 30, and I didn't do nothing in my life. And I'm not gonna repeat what I said in last videos, but it's like I'm in a part in my life where I'm just incredibly unhappy. I don't feel like that. I feel loved because I know he loves me and I know he cares for me, and it's just that his personality doesn't have that. Since he works overnight and sleeps all day, I only see him like probably a span of maybe 4 to 5 hours a day, and then on the weekends he's still sleeping at night, but he sleeps longer because he sleeps in. So by the time he gets up, I only see him for like about an hour or two, and then I fall asleep. So our time with each other is incredibly limited, and we just never speak to each other like that. And then on times when he is awake, he needs time to, I guess, get adjusted to the sound or something, because he has sensitive hearing, and he gets grumpy, so I have to get used to that, and then that's it. Most of the time we're good, though. We hardly ever fight because we just don't ever have the opportunity to, because we don't see each other. And I try cleaning up the house, and I try to do my best, but it's never good enough for him. It's just he kind of like fixes little things, kind of like an OCD kind of thing, but it's not like that. So I feel like I shouldn't even just touch the house and let him do it whenever he can, because on the weekends he's up all night and I sleep all night, so he kind of just uses that time to do whatever he needs to do. So we kind of have a little system going on, but the system is just me just kind of staying in this room, playing video games all day, and either be on Skype or do whatever I need to do. And this is honestly, out of everything that I've told you guys so far, this is definitely the hardest one of them all. Because this is the reason why I've been so silent. My relationship isn't perfect, but it is good. It is a good relationship. He is a good guy to me. He's always been really good. He's been wonderful, but he's just hard to talk to. It's not like I can have an actual serious topic with him. Whenever I do have a serious topic, he has a tendency of interrupting me or making a joke out of it, and I just feel like I just can't talk to him. So normally I would have very trusted Skype friends, and I would talk to them about it just to let it out, just to vent, because it's hard to keep all that in. And when you just have a person that's just not showing you love in the way that you want, you're just kind of like, am I here as your boyfriend, or am I here just because I'm an extra cat around? Sometimes I feel like I'm a cat. I just lay around, I'm lazy, I'm in the house, and that's all I do. And so it sucks. It's not a perfect, but like I said, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy, and honestly, if I were to ever break up with him or something were to happen where we weren't together for some reason, um, I would never want to be in a relationship again, ever, because, and I'm not blaming him for this, I blame myself for this, because he had nothing to do with anything. I fell for him. When I came out, I was only out for 3 months before I met him, so I didn't really have time to just sit and marinate on the fact that I was gay, and I didn't have time to do any exploration or to find out what it was. I was looking for a friend, and we found each other, and that's what happened. We found each other, and it was wonderful, and it was great, but it just died 2 months later. No, not 2 months later. That's a lie. I would say it's about a year, or a year and a half, and that's kind of when it just stopped. It just becomes uncomfortably silent, and that's it. That's really just our relationship. We have a really long couch, and he's on one side and I'm on the complete other side, and I'm either on my phone, he's on his iPad, and that's it. That's pretty much my life. And this is definitely the hardest thing, is because I feel like I lost a freedom that I had. I was doing so good in 2010, 2011 I was doing good. I was ready to go back to Philly, but I chose to stay here because I met him. And in a way it's good that I didn't move back to Philly, because if I did, then I just don't know. Even if I was out and people were okay with it and stuff, I was going to live with my mom. I was going to have my old job back. I was going to, I already had everything set up. I was going to have my old job back. I was going to work there. I was going to go home. I was going to have my own room. It was going to be a more comfortable situation. And then things happened throughout my, I never got a chance to do that. So I just chose to stay here, and my life is where it is now. So I'm thinking, well, what would have happened if I would have just taken the plane and I would have went home? And I was thinking, well, what can I do? And I said, well, one of the huge benefits is I would have had a job. I probably still would be working at that said job. I would have more of a, I don't know, it's so different. I know I wouldn't have the friends that I have now. I know I wouldn't have a lot of the things now. It's just, in the end, I wish I could talk to my boyfriend. I really wish I could. I wish that there was this conversation of place of understanding, and I feel like if I tell him, look, you don't hug me enough, you don't kiss me enough, you don't show me love enough, I feel like he would be like, how do I say, like he would do it, but I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you to do that, and I feel like it wouldn't be real, and I don't know. I hate feeling like this, I really hate feeling like this because it's a shitty way to think and it's a shitty way to be and all these other things, and I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people out there that have their own problems and their own issues with their relationships and stuff, but, Mike is technically my first official love, you know, one where I was I was able to love my girlfriend back in the day. I was able to love her, but it just I couldn't fall in love with her, and she was perfect in every way. If I was straight, we would have been just fine, honestly, but I wasn't. And she was like the personality type technically that I was looking for, but just like in a man, a person who's experimental, a person who was adventurous, a person who was just like, I don't know, just it was weird. It was weird. I was very attracted to her personality. It's too much, and I feel like relationships are just too much effort, and they're too much time. And if I was ever single again, there's no need for me to ever be in one again. You feel trapped. You feel like you can't really do anything. You realize that you can't say nothing to nobody. You just feel like you want to keep to yourself, and I've been keeping to myself because of him, because I don't want to make him look bad, and I don't want to make him seem like he's mean or anything like that, because he's not, but it's just, I didn't want to really complain, but I needed to talk to somebody because I was losing my mind. I was getting depressed. There were times where I just wanted to die and kill myself because I just I didn't feel anything. I felt like nothing. And I still kind of do. I still feel like nothing. I've been ashamed to talk to my dad. I've been ashamed to talk to my mom because I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to be failures to them. I didn't want to do anything. And it just sucks. It really sucks to feel this way. But like I said, it's good to let this all out. It really is. It's so good to let this all out because, that is the major problem here. And, there's going to be people out there that are probably going to give me advice, well, maybe you should leave him or talk to him and, like, be serious with him and stuff. And I'm working on that. I'm really working on talking to him because I want to talk to him. I don't want to lose him, but I just want to talk to him and him actually take me seriously and us finding what we can find in common with each other, because I really feel like we don't have anything in common. And it just sucks so much. He's such a handsome man. I love him. But it's just that when it comes to just like affection, I long for affection. I like hugs, I like kisses, but I like it to be random. I like it to be because the person wants to do it. I don't want to have to tell them to do it. And it's just like, you feel like crap. You feel like you're not loved. You feel like you're not appreciated. And he does all these really nice things for me. Like he does really nice things for me. He cooks me meals. He like we do watch TV together sometimes, and things like that. And he does think of me, like he buys me random gifts and things like that when I'm not expecting it. He usually gets me what I need or what I'm looking for or what I ask for. But it's just that I don't get that affection part and I don't get that communication part. He's my only human interaction throughout my life, He's my only human interaction right now that I actually live with, and I hardly see that side. So it's like I feel like I'm alone all the time, and the only thing I'm hearing is voices on the computer. And there's only so much that can fulfill, but you just don't get that that personal feeling. Our sense of humors are different. It's like they say opposites attract. And in a way we do technically attract, but it's just that, like I talk about video games, he don't get it. He talks about his certain music that he likes, and I don't get it. And, or like TV shows that he talks about, I don't get it. But we try to learn off of each other, and we put up with it. And I grew to like a lot of 80s songs and a lot of 80s TV shows and things like that. So, there's things that we learned off of each other, but still, yeah. But anyways, I'm so glad I got that off my chest. This is one of those serious videos, and I'm saying this with a stone cold face because, I don't want to cry about it. I don't want to be, I'm trying not to cry about it, but, sometimes it's hard, but it's like a part of me, I'm scared. I'm scared for this video to be up. So, for future reference, guys, if you guys are watching this video and I do this, it means I'm talking about somebody else. Anytime in the video, if I do this, it means I'm talking about somebody else. If I wink, it means I'm talking about myself. I know that's a little confusing. So, sometimes I may have to speak in code, and that's the way to do it. But anyways, peace out. See you guys tomorrow.